Hello, this is Alexander S. Brown, horror author of the collection Traumatized, and tonight I have a nice group with me. Of course, as always, there is my faithful partner, Minnie Fierce. Say hello, Minnie.
Good evening.
And as you can see, she's a little giddy tonight. Even though she hasn't had any drinks, she's starting to be a good girl and trying to lay off of the liquor a wee bit, I believe. Isn't that right, Minnie? You're down to, what, a few bottles a day to, like, 1 bottle a day now?
No bottles.
No bottles. Congratulations. All right, and tonight we also have returning guest J.L. Mulvihill, and her book, The Lost Daughter of Issa, comes out this September. Say hello, Jennifer.
Hello, Jennifer.
And how have you been?
I have been busy, very busy, but great.
And what are some of the projects on your desk?
Getting book covers, getting scheduling book signings, getting costumes, and getting ready.
That's a lot of getting. Also tonight we have a special guest, Ken E., and we want to say happy birthday to him because it's his birthday. Say happy birthday, everyone.
Happy birthday, everyone.
Yeah, we forgot everyone. And Kenny is a poet. He is really not too familiar with the horror genre, although he is being broken into it. And pretty much I'm going to just give this over to him and let him talk a little bit about what he does.
Well, I'm a singer-songwriter, and I also do poetry, and right now I'm working on a collection called No Ordinary Man, which is basically, I call it the gay version of For Colored Girls Who've Considered Suicide When the Rainbow Is Enough, because it just tells different stories about gay lifestyle, and not necessarily saying this is gay, this is gay, this is gay, but just saying, you know, this is certain things we go through, some of the that are really universal with everybody, you know, things like just depression, you know, sense of self, humility, all those different things that create a person. And I've also got my cherry pop pretty good as far as horror goes, and I'm enjoying every minute of it.
Well, good. I can't wait till you complete your collection. And also, we have a new member of the Horror Junkies tonight. We have the lovely Connie Carnage, and she is going to take her throne right next to the sexy little Minnie Fierce. Say hello, Connie.
Hello.
Connie.
And what is it about horror that has made you decide to become a writer for fearfiends.com? And what in general just makes you enjoy the genre?
I love a good scary movie. I love being scared. That figuring out who done it, that jumping out of your seats thing. I've always loved scary movies since I was a kid. My favorite's always been Child's Play.
Good one. Good one. Well, since the summer is kicking in, we have decided to start the summer with a great chiller called Jaws. And with Jaws, we have some great stories to share, and I hope you enjoy all of them. Miss Mulvihill, you're supposed to meet one of the actresses from Jaws, correct?
As a matter of fact, yes, I'm going to Fandom Fest in July. That's the weekend of the 22nd in Louisville, Kentucky. And I believe that Susanna Backline, I think that's the right way of saying her name, is going to be there. She was the first victim in Jaws, so I'm really excited to meet her.
Which, in my opinion, is probably one of the best opening kills in any action horror movie ever.
I have to agree.
Absolutely.
It was definitely.
Yeah, it played on the less is more theme perfectly.
It really did, and the thing with the opening scene is you have that actress, and the way she screams when the shark pulls her under that first time, that...
Oh, gosh, yes. That's terrifying. I think that's probably the scariest part in the whole movie to me. Is that part.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really sad that she doesn't have any other roles in any other movies that we're aware of that are bigger roles.
Yeah.
Because it would be interesting to see what she could do beyond just the swimming and...
Well, I mean, you know, in a particular scene like that, you know, you really have to rely on acting. So for her to make it that believable and that chilling, I mean, that's a testament to what she can do.
She's a very good actress.
Yes.
Amen.
Very good actress.
Yes.
Okay, and what has this taught us about skinny dipping drunk?
Don't do it.
Do it in clear swimming pools so you can see what's coming toward you.
Don't be the only one out there in the water.
I've skinny dipped in the water, but it was in Lake Michigan, so I mean, hey, there's no sharks in there.
I've learned not to skinny dip on the rag. I've learned.
You don't have one of those. You are a man.
I've learned not to swim with someone who's skinny dipping on the rag. And most importantly, I've learned not to swim drunkenly into the water at night while screaming, "Hey, come join me!"
Well, yeah, especially during feeding time, which was, you know, that time of night.
And I just feel that swimming in general for me has just hit rock bottom because ever since I saw Jaws, it doesn't matter if it's a swimming pool or a lake or a pond. I don't like to go swimming at night. I had an inflatable pool out back, and even though I know that a shark cannot be in that pool, I was thinking to myself, well, what if a snake was in it?
That's how I am. I cannot swim at night at all. It has to be during the daytime in a clear pool where I can see what's coming. There's a snake could be in there.
Well, I feel lucky because I only watched Jaw like a couple of years ago, so I got all my like nighttime swimming stuff out of my system a long time ago.
Oh, see, now I saw it when I was about 8 years old, and it has traumatized me ever since.
I'm sorry.
Okay, well, I tell you what, let's talk about our first time that we have ever seen Jaws. And for those of you who are unfamiliar about it, if you watch Jaws with somebody and they tell you to pay very close attention, let this be a lesson that you don't have to, because it's nothing more than people hunting a man-eating shark. So let's start with Miss Mulvihill and hear her first experience of Jaws and why it traumatized her so badly.
Okay, well, like I said, I was 8 years old, and my parents took me to see it, and we were living in New Mexico at the time. And the movie scared me so bad that when we went home that night and I went to bed, I was afraid to get up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night because I guess I thought the land shark was going to get me. I don't know. But
like Saturday Night Live land shark, right?
Yeah, something like that. But it really terrified me, and even in New Mexico where there is no ocean. and through the years, it still has scared me, and I have swam in the ocean, and I have met a shark, but I'll tell you about that later.
All right.
Small doses of traumatization.
Okay, and so that was your story.
Yeah, and I'm sticking to it.
And next in line, we have the lovely little Minnie Fierce.
I don't remember when I saw it first. I think I was young, very young, and we used to go to Florida to the beaches in Clearwater, and I guess after I watched that movie, I didn't want to go into the water after that.
Yeah, similar story with mine, but we'll get to that eventually. And Kenny, would you care to share your first experience with Jaws? And also, could you tell the viewers why they should not have to worry about a deep plot meaning for this film?
Well, I mean, being my first time seeing it, I didn't know. I didn't know if maybe the shark got into some toxic waste that made it smarter than most humans. I didn't know what the hell was going on. All I know is I had some retarded prick, some douche.
Or
asshole.
tard.
Yes.
Who on earth could that be? Who would be that person?
The one that's navigating this podcast.
Let's
Let's call a spade here, But anyways, he's like, look at this scene, and it was a scene where the head pops out of the boat. and you know what? That made me hate the movie.
It was such a wonderful scene, though. I had the volume up on Jaws as loud as possible. And I said, you really have to pay attention to this scene. And he was on the edge of his seat, just staring at the TV, mouth hanging open like, oh, what's going to happen? The head pops out. I have never seen anyone jump off the couch as high as what he did.
And I think you still got still got a couple of scars off of that one, don't you?
It was worth it. Battle scars are worth it. And what about you, the lovely Connie Carnage?
I don't remember exactly how old it was when I first seen it. I was young. It didn't really scare me as much, except when I was like swimming in the ocean. But I was more scared of jellyfish and stingrays and snakes getting me, and on top of the sharks.
Okay. Well, my first time of ever seeing Jaws, I was maybe 5 years old, and I think that there was some type of anniversary showing of Jaws. My family and I went down to Destin, Florida, and I had never seen this movie before, and my dad says, hey, let's go to the movies and see Jaws. Alex has never seen Jaws, so we went to this small little theater. I think it might have been independently owned, and they were playing Jaws there, and I've never been to the beach either, and we watched Jaws the following day. We're supposed to go swimming, and I didn't go into the water no more than what would cover my ankles.
That's how I am. I cannot swim in lakes or anything. I can't. Something's gonna be coming to get me.
I can't. You know what? Let the shark come. Hopefully, he just gets my head and then calls it a day. You know what I mean? And I'm talking about the one on my shoulders. Maybe, by the way.
Okay.
I know where that was going.
I'm sorry.
I guess I'm probably the only one in the room who saw the movie when it first came out. Am I showing my age here?
What, you're 20?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
What year did it come out?
It was the
Okay,
70s.
you can stop.
The 70s.
We'll just say We'll just call it late 70s.
Late
and, you know,
70s.
We'll call it late 70s, and then that's that.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
I was born in 84.
Okay, another thing. With the time that this movie was released, it had amazing effects, in my opinion.
Very good.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. Though little do people know how many problems it had
Yes.
in the making of the movie.
Really now.
Yeah, like the shark didn't work.
Oh?
They had some serious problems with their electronic monster, and that's why you don't see the shark so much in the movie. There's a lot of allusion to the shark and the music.
But perhaps...
It makes the movie the music, and not seeing the shark as much as what makes the movie scary is what it is.
That was my question. I was going to say perhaps it was a blessing to the writers, directors, that the shark did not always work for the full amount of the movie because they had to rely on less is more. Mm-hmm. And that allows the viewer the room to take their imagination to the worst possible level.
Yeah, which brings it back to, the old school horror movies where, the effects were more or less just somebody, knocking on a door on the other side, but making it, making the actors act to a certain level where you believe there's something wrong here.
Oh yeah, it relies a lot on the actors and actresses to play their part well, unlike some movies these days where they don't.
Yeah.
You have to know how to act back in those days.
And they had very good actors in this movie, very good
I know,
actors.
because you have Roy Schreiber?
Yeah.
Schneider.
Roy Schneider, Richard Dreyfuss,
who's
definitely.
amazing.
He is.
and we can't forget the captain, but I forgot his name.
And that's unfortunately because I think he passed away not long
Yeah,
ago. And
God.
he was really good.
Robert Shaw. There we
Robert
go.
Shaw.
Yes,
Mhm.
Robert Shaw. And the thing is, talking about amazing acting, in my opinion, not only is it amazing acting, but also storytelling. And the reason for this is the scene where all three men are on the boat, and Robert Shaw is a little tipsy, which Miss Mulvihill has a little information to share about this scene. Robert Shaw is a little tipsy, and he's telling his story about when the bomb hit the boat of sailors, correct?
Yeah, I think I missed
It was regarding Hiroshima.
Yeah, they went to delivered the bomb for Hiroshima.
And that whole scene, it probably lasts about the total of 3 to 4 minutes with him telling the story. But the way he speaks and tells the story is so intense that his storytelling is just as gripping as seeing that shark come up from the water and Roy Schneider saying, "We need a bigger boat."
You're right, exactly. What I had seen a show about behind the scenes in this movie, and he originally tried to do that scene while being really drunk, and it didn't quite work out. So the next day he had to do it, I guess, with a hangover or something. But he couldn't remember his lines or something like that, but it didn't work while he was drunk. So.
Well, do you think Shorty from Mid-South Con gave him the blue stuff?
Oh, no, probably. Yeah. But I wanted to make a little comment on his story when he was telling it, and he was talking about the shark and how their black eyes are lifeless, like doll's eyes. And I had a little experience when I was snorkeling one time, and I met a shark. And I don't recall how big it was. It probably wasn't very big. Probably the size of a nurse shark. But he's absolutely right about those eyes, because that was about the most I remember about that shark, was looking into its eyes, and it looked right at me, and we just kind of had this eye-to-eye contact, and those eyes were black, and it was like they were dead, like death. Fortunately, the shark had no interest in me and went its own little way, and I went mine out of the water really fast.
Well, maybe he ate someone else before he got to you.
Possibly.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can't expect the shark to be, like, all sharks to be kind of like, the shark in Finding Nemo, where fish are friend, not food.